Show Network.
Welcome to our show. I'm Barbie Johnson, excuse me.
And I am Tisha Winkler.
We're the Book Breakers
On the CoyoteMan Show Network. And remember to download the CoyoteMan website at www.coyotemanonline.com. And remember to download the CoyoteMan apps at Fire TV, Roku, and your Android apps.
Yes. And those of you looking to get a book done, remember BJ Publishing, that's BEEJAY Publishing.LLC.
And Tisha Winkler, the Hopeful Romantic at Amazon.com.
Today, our special guest is Mr. John Carrington.
John Carrington.
Wow! I finally made the Book Breaker Show. With Tisha and Barbie. Yay!
Yes.
We're gonna break some books.
We can break some books today.
Okay, break some books.
Yeah, we're gonna start by breaking this book about the Griot. So,
Okay.
Yes,
The Griot Circle of Maryland. I have been blessed with the opportunity to be a member of the Griot Circle of Maryland. It was started by Mary Carter Smith back in 1989. And they got together and said, we need some African-style storytellers in America.
right.
The African storyteller kept the history and the culture of the village and the community together by sharing from village to village, neighborhood to neighborhood, stories about the past.
All right.
And that way you don't forget where you've been so that you will know where you want to go in the future. The same God of our history is also the God of our destiny.
Yes.
And in order to know our history, we have to hear it, read it, or share it. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. I learned that in 8th grade. I went to summer school for history. It's the truth. I rode the number 37 bus up to Lamell Elementary School for a whole summer. I tell you, and I learned history. So I guess I was on my way to being a griot. And by the way, it's pronounced griot. It's spelled Griot. Now, if you speak English, it's griot.
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 That's how I
But
see it.
if you use the French pronunciation, which is where the term, many of the settlements in Africa were run by the French. The French colonized various areas of Africa, and they used their language and dialect, and they spelled it Griot, and it became griot as the French pronunciation. So it's griot, even though it looks like G Riot or G-Ot. It's really griot. Okay. And the African storyteller goes from village to village, sharing the tales of the history of that region, and usually visit with young people and try to find young people who had good memories, because memory is a blessing. You know, if you can remember things, you are blessed with an opportunity to carry on information to others. But they would pick out a child who has very good memory, and if that child persisted in traveling with the griot, then when that griot got too old to perform his task, he passed the mantle to that young person, who then went from village to village carrying the history and the tales and the legends and the entertainments that were handed down from generation to generation to generation to generation.
So that means they didn't forget, because it was repeatedly done.
Repeatedly done, and you always pick that person who, by God's blessing, had that talent for remembering and then sharing what they remembered.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean,
And we need that in Baltimore. You know, we have a city where back in the old days, neighbors watched out for each other. And there were tales of people who came to Baltimore from the South with nothing, and they worked hard, and they got their family educated and had their kids elevated, and they brought success and prosperity to the community. Well, those same people, if they were griots, they would not just live it, they would also share what they did with others. And that would lift others up and keep the culture of family and love and village and community going. We need to love and care for each other more.
Right, exactly.
So griots are needed even more. Yeah. Well, oh, well, oh, well. It's storytelling time. Well, oh, well, oh, well. It's storytelling time. An old man traveling a lone highway came at evening, cold and gray, to a chasm deep and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim, for the sullen stream held no fear for him. But he turned when he reached the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, cried a pilgrim stranger near, you're wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You will never again pass this way. You've crossed the chasm, deep and wide. Why build a bridge at eventide? The builder raised his old gray head. Good friend. On the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This stream, which was not to me, to that fair-haired lad may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I'm building that bridge for him. The Bridge Builder by Will Allen Dungle.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I like
wow,
that.
wonderful.
I like that. So Mr. Carrington, what is the...
You an old woman? I'm an old man. We need to build some bridges. She's a comedian, ain't she? Pick up on everybody else's jokes. Steal my thunder.
What are the requirements to become a griot? I mean...
well, the requirements are very basic. Just a love for storytelling or watching stories or writing stories.
Oh, I qualify.
That's what I'm talking about. The membership of the Griot Circle ranges from, let's see, I have it. Well, it's $15 for anybody who's 60 years old and older.
That's you, Barbie.
They still doing jokes, folks. I'm trying to be serious. They still cracking jokes.
She's spilling the beans.
They both could be griots. You know what I'm saying? They be conniving and jiving and lying.
So that's what it takes.
That's all. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I can just, lay a stamp of approval on y'all as griots. You there. Anyway, $15 if you're 60 years old or older to join the Griot Circle of Maryland. If you're 18 and over, the cost is $30. Now, if you're 17 and under, that's our Growing Griot program. It only costs $5 for a year membership in the Griot Circle of Maryland. And the way you join is by going to on the internet to Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. That's Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. And you can sign up according to your age and pay the little fee. $15 is not that much for anybody who's 60 and older. 30 is not that much. 30 is one visit to McDonald's,
Right, yeah. Right.
That's right. And take somebody with you, make them pay half the bill. Yeah. So it's not very expensive, but it's a wonderful way to learn how to be a great storyteller or to listen to some great storytelling. Because I've heard some really fantastic people at the Griot Circle meetings. And they meet at the Walbrook Area Library the first Saturday of each month. Walbrook Enoch Pratt Free Library, first Saturday of each month at 1:00.
Wow.
And so it's a wonderful organization. John Kinderman Taylor, yeah, he was a griot. And of course, you know, you've probably seen him doing all sorts of great things around town with children and senior groups. Friends, 1, 2, 3. All my friends are here with me. Oh, you know the song. You know the song. America's Got Talent. CoyoteMan got talent too now. You got a CoyoteMan show. Mm-hmm. So the Griot Circle helps you to refine your gift for either enjoying storytelling or your gift for doing storytelling. My mom used to tell us stories before we go to bed, you know, talk about Little Black Sambo. I mean, it was politically incorrect, you know, but we heard this about Little Black Sambo. And him getting chased by a tiger, and he runs around the tree so fast the tiger turns into butter. They take the butter home. Well, I've lived Little Black Sambo.
I must be a little young. I never heard of it.
You never heard Little Black Sambo? Oh Lord, girl, you are culturally let's say deficient. You need a griot. But that's what the griot would do. It would tell us the politically correct and the politically incorrect. But we needed to know it in order to understand where we started and where we are today.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there are people that will tell you that the Civil War wasn't fought over slavery. And they'll lie and tell you that. Yeah. But if you talk to a person who actually came up out of slavery, they'll tell you, yeah, I had an uncle who I actually had a chance to meet, who actually delivered water to the slaves as they worked in the field. So I know slavery was for real. But you give it another 50 years, there are going to be kids who are going to say, oh, well, our history starts with Martin Luther King. No, our history started way back in Africa. We built those pyramids.
Yes.
And we don't understand that math and science and teamwork was required to build those pyramids. And we were the product. We were the ones who produced it. If we don't know that, then how can we respect getting a good education? Talking about speaking proper English and being smart is nerdy. Nerdy? We invented nerd if that's the case.
Yes.
It's called knowing how to count your money, honey.
Yes.
It's called using your brain to help you gain. It's called being smart enough not just to work, but to make a job for somebody else. It's called being in business. Being in business. Lil Willie Allen used to say, if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. If that's nerdy, I want to be a nerd. All the way back to Africa, because we understand that math and being smart is something that we were born with. Yeah. We survived in the jungle building pyramids when others were living in caves in Europe and talking about, what's fire? What's fire? We were making concrete. Yeah. We were actually landscaping and figuring out which way is north, south, east, west. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't let me get started. I'm a griot.
And the quickest route to
griot.
Get stuff built. Thank you.
And storytelling doesn't have to be just one way. Some storytellers use music. Some use props, professional. Some involve the audience in what they're doing. Yes. There's a story that I like to sing sometimes. It's politically incorrect, but as a song that would get kids excited and wanting to applaud and clap. Yes. It's a great song for camps and social groups where children are gathered. It's called The Cannibal King, and it goes like this. The Cannibal King with the big nose ring fell in love with the dusty maiden, and every night under the pale moonlight, it sounded like this to me. A rump, tiddly-eye-eye-ay, a rump, tiddly-eye-eye-ay. We'll build a bungalow big enough for two, my honey, big enough for two. And when we're married, happy we'll be under the bamboo tree. If you be M-I-N-E, mine, I'll be T-H-I-N-E, that. And I'll love you, all the T-I-M-E. You are the B-E-S-T, best of all the R-E-S-T, rest. And I will be all love you all the time. Rack them, stack them up in your time, right on down the line. Hey!
Hey, that was too much for me.
Head start, we're going to sing this.
Hallelujah!
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, Mr. Carrington, when I believe that was my first time hearing how you say it, Griot?
Griot,
Okay.
yeah, it's Griot.
Griot.
Yeah.
God, okay. It was, oh God, I was working with St. Vincent de Paul. So
Okay.
they had these African storytellers come in, like you
Right.
were saying, with they were doing it with the drums,
Right.
and actors that were acting
Dance,
out
right.
what they were talking about as they were telling the story.
Right.
So, and I watched the children. It really held their attention.
Yeah.
I mean, even the not say worse, even the
Hard heads.
challenge. Nice. Even the challenged children sat there and listened. It held their attention. They were, especially the music and the little shaker things that it
That's
had
right.
and all that.
That's right.
And it held my attention too. I was fascinated. I said, wow.
Well, that's the great thing about the griot. With enough practice, you can learn how to captivate an audience and deliver a message. You know, every story has the potential for being a life lesson if you put that message out in the story. Aesop's was a black man in Greek history who wrote fables. And if you look up who Aesop's is, you'll be amazed that he is a black man who told stories, but the stories had morals to them.
Yes.
They had a reason for their existence. The fox and the grapes. And the fox saw some grapes and he said, those grapes look mighty fine, you know. And that fox was just trying to jump and get those, he couldn't get those grapes. And then before you know it, the fox looked at the grapes and said, they're probably sour anyway. And he walked away. And now we get the whole slogan, sour grapes. You didn't win the Oscar, you didn't win the Emmy, and you just said, so you gonna tell everybody that Beyonce should have won it because you didn't like the person that won it. Okay, sour grapes. Beyonce should have won that Emmy, that Grammy, or whatever, that whatever it was, because sour grapes. But that Aesop's fable illustrates what sour grapes really means.
Okay, all right. So that's what that means.
The fox and the grapes is Aesop's fable. One of the ones that stuck in my mind there. I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
All right then.
Now you can also tell a story without words, only movement, and it's called mime.
Oh, I love that
Mime,
one.
yeah, mime. And as you all know, a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
Oh, that one.
So at this time, Griot John Carrington, instead of wasting a mime, will demonstrate a story told with mime. No words, all mime. A 3-year-old boy sees his first butterfly.
He sees it. He on your nose. Oh no, he didn't.
He had a nice lunch.
Okay. No words, all action.
It didn't come back.
No, that's another story.
Okay, we're going to ask you to hold that thought. We're going to take a break and we'll come right back. So stay with us for more of John Carrington, Griot storyteller.
Oh, right, yeah.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the CoyoteMan Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
You're watching The Book Breakers on the CoyoteMan Show Network.
Thank you for coming back and staying with us for John Carrington, the Griot. I'll get it right in a bit.
You're good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
And Mr. John Carrington, since our last show, what are some hobbies or new opportunities you are currently working on?
Well, the Griot Circle of Maryland is going to have a storytelling builds community program. And it's going to be on Sunday, July the 31st from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Sankofa Children's Museum. The Sankofa Children's Museum is at 4330 Pimlico Road. That's Sunday, July 31st from 2 to 4 p.m. It's free, and we're going to give out a lot of information about the upcoming National Association of Black Storytellers Convention that's coming to Baltimore. And that convention is going to be in Baltimore on November the 9th through the 12th. Storytellers from all over the world, from the Caribbean, from the South, the West, the North, the East, from other countries, Black and white storytellers. Because don't forget, storytelling is something that crosses cultural lines. And they're going to all be assembled at the National Festival of Black Storytelling, Wednesday, November the 9th through Saturday, November the 12th. And you can get information about that event at the Sankofa Children's Museum on Sunday, July 31st from 2 to 4 p.m., 4330 Pimlico Road. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be there. Even if I don't get a chance to perform, I'll have a chance to hear some great storytellers. And I'll be able to pick up some ideas, broaden my repertoire. Broaden my repertoire. As a storyteller, a liar, a person who shares what he finds in other people's pockets. I do love hearing other storytellers, because the only thing that'll happen is that you will learn that somebody has a technique or a style that may not be yours, but there's some portion of that you can learn from. I'm sure that when you look at the greats of the past in music, Sammy Davis Jr., I'm sure he learned from some folk who were ahead of him. And then Michael Jackson saw Sammy Davis Jr. his dancing and singing, and Michael learned something from Sammy. And then there are kids who are alive right now who see old Michael Jackson videos, and they say there's something there that I can learn from. So we all have a chance to see others perform and do things. But if we open our eyes and our ears, we can learn from everybody's successes, everybody's failures. And griots help to spread the stories of our culture and our heritage. And that's so important. And these are just two of the events. Third event, of course, is Storytelling Builds Community, and that's at the Sankofa Children's Museum. We can go to the Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com to find out about any of the events that are coming up around town that emphasize storytelling.
All right.
The place that we bring our culture and our values together in an entertaining way. That's Baltimore Griot, and Griot is spelled Griot Circle at hotmail.com. Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. October the 9th, it's the Love Stories program that's going to be held at the Masonic Temple on North Utah Place. The Masonic Temple, Sunday, October the 9th at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be helping to MC that event, but it's our big fundraiser for the Griot Circle of Maryland. It's entitled Love Stories, and we're going to have 6 dynamic griots presenting stories that evening. And so that's going to be something, again, that you can sign up for, register for, get your tickets for at Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. Tickets are available. The tickets are only $20. $20 for live performance that's going to inspire you, lift you up emotionally, culturally, and community-wise. Help us all to be better at living in Baltimore and getting along with a fellow human. So those are the things I'm really excited about. Thank you for asking that very pertinent question. That was an excellent question.
Thank you.
You are so intelligent.
Head start.
Hallelujah.
Okay, now the one you said it's in November, that's the national.
The national, that's the big event. Every 10 years, they try to bring the national convention back to Baltimore. In past years, it's always been held at Morgan and at Coppin and different college campuses around town. It'll be Wednesday from October the 9th through Saturday, November the 12th. People from out of town will be staying at the various hotels in downtown Baltimore. And the Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel will be our flagship hotel. Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel will be the flagship hotel where a lot of the activities will take place. Again, you can sign up for that at the Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. I'm glad you reminded me about that. That is so, you are very intelligent.
Yes, you are, Barbie.
I'm enjoying that. I am enjoying the Book Breakers show.
Book breaker.
We haven't broke one book yet, y'all.
One right here.
That's okay. All right.
What's
Okay.
the notepad?
Mhm.
Oh my God. You have another question?
Oh, Mr. John Carrington, I really enjoy your storytelling because, you know, me and Barbie, we came from Head Start. So, you know, we always had to tell stories to the children. And it's very enlightening that you come on the show and you make our audience so comfortable.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I am humbled. But, you know, it's just one of those things you have to do. You know, if God made you different from everybody else, if you have a funny laugh, weird sense of humor, God made you that way for a purpose. and if he put you in front of a group of kids and you hold their attention long enough and you can teach them to share and to care about each other, then maybe that's the purpose that God put you here for. So I want to thank you for pointing out that I made a little difference in everybody's day here on the Book Breakers show, here on the CoyoteMan Network. And I appreciate the opportunity to serve, because after all, it's all about service. It ain't about me. Ego aside, I don't wear my ego on my cuff. I have an audience and I have a reason to share and be who I am. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. I'm trying to be the person that God put on this earth for this short period of time to inspire people and to make you mad, make you glad, make you sad, make you want to report me. I don't know. Deport me. Whatever the reaction is, God had a reason for it. And I'm just hoping that everything I do and everything I say is acceptable in his sight. And that he started a good work in me, and he promised not to stop it until it's finished.
Amen.
All right. Because it's his approval that we need
Amen.
above any and everything.
Amen.
It doesn't matter what man say or woman say, but it's what God says.
Amen. Amen.
That counts.
A long time ago, there was an Indian chief who was on his deathbed, and he knew that someday he would die. And there were 3 braves that wanted to be chief. So he challenged them. He said, I want you to go out and find the most beautiful thing in all of our land. Okay. So the first brave ran out. He went across the plain. He went across to where the antelope were, and he stopped, and he saw this antelope out in the field. And he took an arrow out of his quiver, placed it in his bow, and aimed very carefully. He shot the antelope through the heart. He brought the antelope back to the chief, and he said, "Oh, chief, I brought to you the most beautiful thing in our land, the antelope." And the chief looked at it and said, "Good." Then he sent the second warrior out, and he went across the plain, and he went into the forest, deep into the forest. And then he went to the edge of the forest where there was a very, very tall pine tree. At the top of the pine tree, there was a nest. And he climbed the pine tree very carefully, got up to the top of the pine tree, and in the nest was the egg of an eagle. And he took that egg out of the nest, wrapped it in the softest fur, placed it in his pouch, and climbed carefully down the tree. He went back to the village, stood before the king, before this chief, and he said, "Oh, chief, I brought you the most beautiful thing in all of our land, the egg of the eagle." And the chief looked at it and said, "Good." And then he sent third brave out. And that brave went across the plain. He went through the woods. He went past the pine tree, and he went up into the mountains. On the very top of the mountain, he stood and he looked. And he observed. And he felt the sun. He smelled the fresh air. And he went down from the mountain, went back through the woods, across the plains, and into the teepee of the chief. And he said, "Oh, chief, I brought you nothing." Everybody said, "Oh, what do you mean you brought us nothing?" You see, "Oh, chief, I looked down from the mountaintop and I saw the beauty of our plain. I saw the greenery of the forest, and I saw the antelope, and I saw the deer, and I saw the eagle soaring high above our land. Oh, chief, I didn't want to disturb it or destroy it. I brought to you the most beautiful thing in all of our land, the memory of our beauty and our majesty and our relationship with nature. This is what I brought you, oh chief." And the chief made that brave the new chief.
Wow. Wow. Because you have to get the story, the moral of the story. Because the other one, he killed it though, the antelope. Yeah. And the other one, well, he took the egg, but if you don't fry that egg, it's going.
That's right. It's a waste.
Yes. But he took in the beauty of his country.
Yes.
All that was surrounding them. I said, yes, that's the memory.
That was very touching.
Well, Mr. Carrington, again, if anyone wants to become a Griot.
Okay, Griot.
I like that word, Griot.
She's English, everybody. She speaks the king's English. Not that parlez-vous français stuff. She is not French, you understand? She's God. West Baltimore, not South Baltimore, y'all.
I forgot my question.
Well, how to get a hold of the Baltimore Griot. Right. If you want to join, it's Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. And Griot, as Barbie and I know, is spelled Griot. Griot. That's Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. Go there and you can get tickets for any of the events that are coming up. You can get information about the various storytelling opportunities that you'll be offered during the course of the year. Also, you get the information about the Love Stories fundraiser that we'll be doing. And oh, by the way, if you're a member of a company that would like to sponsor something that's going to be positive to the Black community, this Love Story program is a great program to sponsor. We have a program book that we're going to publish, and if you want to be a sponsor and have your name and your business in that book, that'll be a great way to promote and advertise that you care about Baltimore and the culture of the Black community. And again, that's Sunday, October the 9th for the Love Stories fundraising program that we're doing at the Masonic Temple right there on North Utah Place, right near downtown. And that's the Baltimore Griot Circle at hotmail.com. Good place to go to get all the information, buy tickets, and find out what's going on with the Griot Circle of Maryland.
Yes. All right. I plan to be there for the national.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom. There you go.
I have my African attire on.
2 griots in training. Griots in training.
Yes, Mr. Carrington, thank you so much. As usual, you just dispense your knowledge of
thank you.
Griot.
You guys do griots, or I'm a griot. She's a griot. You're either ot or not.
Oh my God. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you
for everything you've done.
I appreciate you too. Okay. Anybody who has a book named Book Breakers and you don't break up a single book, y'all got a hidden agenda.
Oh my God. Oh God. Remember, we're the Book Breakers. I'm Barbie Johnson.
And I am Tisha Winkler.
And I'm John Can.
Join us next week, Monday, 5:30. And we will see you then.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And remember to follow your dreams.
We encourage you to accomplish your dreams.
Keep dreaming.
You're watching The Book Breakers on the CoyoteMan Show Network.